That makes for a happy Skoglish. think it's in G minor. Doing really good because I got fucking my guitar working. This is the studio computer. It's got some fucking shit in it, I'll tell you. This computer's got thousands of dollars worth of this kind of shit in it. Fuck the SM57. We're taking the F4. Oh, hold on. Woods, C5. I'll get to the game here soon, but man, there's so many apps in this. The Purple Nightmare is awesome. I'm ever feeling like option paralysis, I'm starting to get bogged down, I just like, okay, fuck it. Turn on the Rev C. This is a Revision C Mesa Boogie dual rectifier from the fucking like early 90s. It's a fucking replication of a sick amp from Bogren Digital. This is good stuff. But anyways, we're just gonna put this back on the Corey Wong suite. It's a very, very nice amp suite here. Look at this one. Yeah, anyways. Haha. I'm just stoked that I got that fucking running. Alright. Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna just fill up my pitcher of water. I'm gonna prep myself some G Fuel, and I will be right fucking back. Epic stuff. Okay, so this is my this is like epic. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Almost ready. Almost ready. Okay. We got a fucking brand new fucking cable. We're excited. Put this and this into El Boxo Garbaggio. Thank you so much for being a fucking cheap ass garbage can. We fill box with garbage. We take box out to dumpster. We get new box. Fill that box. Take box out the dumpster. Why don't you have a garbage can? Because then I would have to carry the garbage can back into the house. The fuck is this shit? Okay. But I had a 10-foot cord. So this is epic. It's just being a dickhead, right? Come on, cord. It's like, be gentle. It's like, no! I will do... No, I'll do that. There's the box. Had issues with this in the past. We're gonna go ahead and plug that in. All right. So I remember this. So I can't remember which one of the viewers it was. They were one of the big Disco Elysium fans, right? They were all like, oh, I've got like 50. They were like, oh, I love this game so much. I've played it. I got the impression that they'd played through it a couple times, right? And they're like, oh, I've got like 60 hours in this game. I've got like 60 hours in this game, and I still haven't seen all of it. It's like 60 hours, eh? Ooh, what's this? Rimworld, IDL. Oh. Yeah, I should just get back into Rimworld before buying any fucking extra bullshit. Okay, let's go to the games. Let's go to Disco Elysium and see how many hours I have in Disco Elysium. 38! 0.9 on my first playthrough, and this guy has apparently like played it like at least twice, loves the game, and he's got like 60 hours in it, and he still hasn't seen all of it. It's like, I got like 40 hours in on my first playthrough. Like, maybe I'm just, brain doesn't work properly for games like this or something. I don't know. I know I've got I know there's like serious downtime, like here while I just sit and chit chat, play guitar and shit, but like seriously, like, you know what I'm saying? Alright. Right. Oh, fucking El Forco Baca. That one is been used to stir protein shake, so I will be right back once again. Thick. Buddy, number 3 is like, okay, I'm sick of this fucking guy. We're out of here. It's taking too long. I promise. Holy shit, so I've been playing for like half an hour and gotta figure out what all my enter. This is that. Okay, tab, and this is a okay, we're gonna make this one. Alright, so the journal is this one. Good stuff. I got it on the first try. Amazing. Okay, so okay, well, I could ask him about this, I suppose. I could buy more figures from the pawn shop. Should I buy the booze? Do I need to buy the booze to advance the storyline? Hey Google. In the video game Disco Elysium, do I need to drink the booze to actually advance the storyline, or can I not drink?
open up certain dialogue options or reveal new information, it's not strictly necessary to advance the main storyline. Here are some key points to consider. Alcohol's effects. Drinking can affect your character's mental state, leading to both positive and negative consequences. It can boost certain skills, but also impair others. Some quests or interactions might be easier or more difficult, depending on your sobriety. Optional activities. Consuming alcohol is often tied to side quests, personal exploration, and building relationships with NPCs. If you're not interested in these aspects, you can choose to abstain. Story progression. While drinking isn't always a requirement for advancing the main story, it can sometimes open up new paths or provide additional insights. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to drink is up to you and your preferred playstyle. If you're looking to avoid alcohol altogether, you can still progress through the game and experience most of its content.
Hey, this is chat, bro. How's it going, chat? I'm fucking... I'm... Oh. Harrier... I'm on... Bro. Okay. This... I've never seen this before. This is the first time my fucking consciousness has perceived this right here. "216 cases solved. People killed. Don't drink. Do it for Kim." Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I keep looking at the wrong screen. Okay. Right? Because I've been committed to not drinking this entire playthrough. And I almost broke and started to drink because I was like, I'm gonna save the drinking for my next playthrough, which I'm gonna call the Eat Fuck playthrough. It's spelled E-E-T-F-U-K. Eat Fuck. And that's what it's going to be called, the Eat Fuck edition. And that's going to be a trend moving forward with games that I play. When I have a certain playstyle in mind, it will be the Eat Fuck edition. I did smoke with Kim. I had the cigarette on the balcony with Kim, yes. I'm okay with a little bit, like I don't want any like huge spoilers, but like you asked me that for a reason, right? But like gently be like, yeah, okay, no, if you did smoke with Kim, yeah, you probably want to go the drinking map, or like whatever. I'm open to it, just a little bit of advice like that. Yes, I did have the cigarette. Play the board game with Kim. You can buy it at the bookstore. It is essential. Oh, okay. Thank you. Cool. I wonder how much it is. I wonder if I can afford it right now. Because I'm kind of getting bogged down, right? I'm a little bogged down with like, I know there's a couple things that I can do, but like for the most part, like most of the stuff is like, what do you call it? It's not clear. It's you know what I mean? They're I wouldn't say I'm stuck on them, but it's like they're a little obtuse. You know what I mean? But then at the same time, there's all these books I can buy at the bookstore, and like there's the game. I could buy some booze and I could drink that, even though I've been committed to not drinking this round. There's the figurines I can buy. There's just so much shit. It's like I've only got a little bit of money, like so I'm kind of like got what I call dungeon paralysis. You know, when you're in a dungeon and you're like, oh, I want to go this way, and then there's a path here, and then there's a path here, and you're like, fuck, there's that other path over there too. You're like, son of a bitch, right? And then you choose one of the paths, and then it goes to a cutscene, and then you don't get to see down the other paths, and you're like, oh, right? So you have this dungeon paralysis, I call it, because you're worried about like making the wrong, You know, and I can't even articulate it in words, right? You know what I mean, right? It's called dungeon paralysis. I named it, and it happens in like all throughout my life, right? It's just like, oh shit, what should I do? Ah. So yeah, I'll go buy the board game. Thanks for the tip. Because I took a little break from the game because I got a little bogged down. It's just like, am I taking it too seriously? Like, am I thinking too much about the politics? Like, am I approaching it wrong, kind of thing? Like, I know it's Elysium. It took me a while to figure out that Elysium is like the Greek afterlife. The fields of the Elysian fields, right? Anyways, let's pop into the store and because I'm kind of stuck here. I don't know. I don't have enough. Is this? Oh, this doesn't need to be. Hold on. Okay, I gotta. This button needs to be this. I gotta set my. I gotta remember how I have my magic paddles set. Because I always use like a hybrid system where I use the controller. I program a button into the back here and whatever, and then I have my fucking MMO mouse and shit, which I just divvy like anything else on the keyboard, like to the control, to the mouse, basically. Sometimes I just go straight control. I'm trying to use the mouse more because it has some massive advantages. Everything is politics, mate. Oh my god. Well, I don't think you can do everything in Disco Elysium. This game is built on making... Yeah, for sure, right? Absolutely. And it's just like... I have a tendency to shoot myself in the foot by making really dumb decisions. I'll like go one way and then I'll be hit with a situation and then I'll make a decision that like goes against that one, and then I'll get the bad ending because I forgot that I was like, no, you're doing this. You've chosen this, right? And then I'm an idiot, or I'm not an idiot, it's just I have a terrible fucking short-term memory, right? And then you'll see that manifest as you watch me play too, and I'll ask you a lot in the chat and be like what am I doing? Like where am I going, guys? Why did I come back here? I need to review the footage. It's rough. All right, focus, right? Then I get distracted. All this shit, right? All right, we'll make the other paddle game like that way. I can start that. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, we need. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. The fucking wheels of fate have spoken. We'll talk to Kim about our responsibility.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
Oof. Is the game audio clipping? Did the game audio just clip? It looked like it did. OBS told me it did. I'm glad to hear it. I was wondering when we'd get on these. I have no idea what he means, so I'm gonna fucking...
If you ask me, it's past time for you to cut back on the smoking.
Oh, yeah,
you seem like a man with a death wish. It's quite disturbing.
At least let me have my... No. I meant like love responsibility. I only smoke them for the bonuses. This game is something else, eh? Nah, I'm willing to quit smoking because I'm worried about my physique. My physique... Oh, come on, man. I actually should quit smoking because I'm worried about my physique, right? Oh, my physique is... Hold on, my physique is... Hold on, I was thinking motorics. No, my physique is okay. Okay, I was like, maybe I should quit smoking. I'm gonna die. But, I don't know. This is what I wanted to talk to him about. Not the smoking, but yeah, I'll keep it in mind, Kim. It's on the radar, Mr. Kim, sir.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité?
Well, why did you pronounce the price to stability like that?
You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
For my disaster of a life.
But isn't that your job?
No, it's way more nuanced than that. There's like this whole historical or socioeconomic.
No, I understand.
The lieutenant nods his head gravely.
Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility.
Yeah, I should turn that down. That seems like it's spiking pretty high.
Simple. Because moral intern types love to form committees.
Okay.
In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villeudroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment. If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
Every once in a while, I was like, ugh. I want to get one of those. I should get one of those, like, plus he auto runs with the joystick, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so casual, right? Oh, fuck me, really? I can't believe I didn't... How did I not perceive this before? Or am I just that fucking forgetful?
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance.
Delicious.
The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. Various paranatural books still litter the shelf.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free.
Shut
I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez.
Okay, so I have been up here. Okay, well,
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol, with a radius of 80 kilometers, still the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. Lost little pearls of light, tiny fires in the dark. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called.
Somebody's making a sale every once in a while while we're up here.
Connections to other worlds, words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook.
High Speed Love, isn't that the name of a Motley Crue song?
High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover.
Blonde mane.
Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV. That didn't work. Honestly, I find I'm pretty jaded, and just the shit, like, you just like, oh wow, like, yeah, like this isn't like wildly shocking, but like, Jesus Christ, like, that's a good idea.
Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I just had a really interesting reaction in my body to the thought of like actually doing that. Because I've used intravenous drugs, so while I always kept my stimulants and my downers separate, right? Because I knew it was super dangerous to mix them. Right? But just the thought of actually doing that, like fucking sticking a needle, like not like you wouldn't put it like in your eyeball, right? I would assume you would inject it like into like kind of behind his eyes, right? Fucking heroin and cocaine. And just the thought of those two sensations and then the other, I just like literally almost threw up, like straight up. It was a really interesting experience, just the thought of it. All of a sudden I just put too much thought into it and I just like had like a convulsion.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse
be
though,
quiet,
but not too long.
Miserable old hag.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Crime fiction is a disgrace, an asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree.
Word.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
Oh. It's like working at the gas station. Nobody's seen you at your worst, like the fucking corner store fucking gas station. Like the guy that works at the fucking corner store gas station.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf? You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen. Yes, there's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of reach. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Which one? Timothy, are you still there? Which book? Which board game should I buy? Should I just buy this, the Suzerainty? Or Wirral? Or does it matter? I don't know. Oh.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an
Got 1453.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
$12, eh?
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
A civilization building board game where you get to choose a nation and set off to colonize and exploit other cultures. A star-shaped note on the box proclaims the game now includes a completely new genocide option. Awesome. This game is fucking ridiculous. This game, not this game. This game looks awesome. This game is ridiculous.
In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work. Good thinking. It could be a collectible someday.
Well, play the board game with Titus.
In your hands, you hold the cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work. The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance. There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components. Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Finally, a proper game to teach children about the importance of trade in the global economy. This history seems problematic, but it is important to teach children basic economic concepts.
The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of
The world's
crumbling
most
temples,
laughable
and harvesting a
centrist,
strange
right? See what I mean?
magenta-leafed plant. Everyone is smiling.
He's just a wishy-washy fuck. It's not that I'm wishy-washy, it's just I have a terrible man. Oh man, I wish I would have streamed Detroit Becoming Human, because oh my goodness, let me tell you, there's 3 fucking main thread lines and I got the bad ending on all 3 of them because I made a stupid decision like right at the end, and all 3 of them that basically just went against the decisions I'd made prior, pretty much. It was a crushingly heavy ending because there was like no respite anywhere. I got the worst ending in all 3 threads. It was, in hindsight, it was epic, but probably the most realistic fucking and best writing in the entire game is the bad endings. They're more realistic and grounded, you know what I mean?
The
I find
instructions
happy
are
endings
opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with.
immersion
Fortunately,
breaking,
there are many
insulting.
diagrams and examples throughout.
Happy endings that everything all wraps up real neat. Personally, I find it insulting and unrealistic. I like ends, stories that end like novel, like books, movies, whatever. Doesn't matter. The end and it's kind of ambiguous, leaves you thinking, or fucking everything's terrible, or just, you know, like reality. You know what I mean? The game instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples.
You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
How do you accumulate victory points?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners. Remember, there are many paths to victory in suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly.
Exactly. That's what I struggle with. I'm like in the middle because I can't make up my mind, and then when I do make a decision, I don't know. I live in the moment. Kind of don't have any other choice, it seems. So I'm like presented with this, and I'm like, you're like, yes, this seems right. I got a fucking, what do you call it? I got a trophy called the world's most laughable centrist, for example.
Boring, boring, boring. Tear up this rulebook and commit some old school atrocities. The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now. You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
I wish I could go back and just say, hey, Ken, you want to play? Punch out the cardboard pieces. Alright, we'll check out the wood.
In addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Safre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, grey marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
Fuck yeah, James.
Oh, those are nice.
You hold the open game box before you.
Hey, Kim. Wanna play?
The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
What do you see there, buddy?
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
What? Does the lieutenant hate fun? Is he the fun police?
Are you fucking kidding?
The lieutenant gives you a sour look. He may or may not hate fun, but either way, he does not appreciate your attitude. What is detective
I would
work
have been
if not
fucking
an
chapped
elaborate
if I
game?
failed that one.
You need logical inference, attention to detail, the
Use
ability
the
to
contact
analyze
game.
your opponent's motives.
Come on, in my hell, let's think of more creative solutions on the case.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what's in order.
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
Alright, you've convinced me. How do we play?
You explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you. In the center is the crown of Revachon. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress in case you need to put the game away and return to it later. The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
Over and over and over again, this game, it just blows me away as to like the level of detail and like just where it goes and like what's included and like stuff like this. And it's just like, it just seems so off the wall, but like thought out. Thoroughly thought out as well. It's really cool. It's deeply fascinating.
Alright, detective, your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns? Remember what the rulebook said. You want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it.
Okay. Let's try to fulfill a contract.
You draw a contract card offering a number of coins in exchange for archaeological treasures.
Alright.
You place all your workers on the Ilmarat territory. On your next turn, you produce 6 units of archaeological treasure and fulfill the contract for a handful of coins.
Sweet.
Not bad, detective.
But not good enough, the lieutenant seems to be saying, as he completes his own contract card. The lieutenant is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
An oin. It's an oin that you keep on your fork.
That's a
4
market.
coins.
It's worth 2 victory points.
Why don't I get one?
Don't worry, it was mostly just luck. You'll earn some points soon enough.
What is that patronizing tone? You're one of the suzerain's trusted administrators. You may need to put the lieutenant in his place.
Glowers silently. I'm not even sure what points are. That's one of the problems.
Points are nothing. They don't exist. They're just an arbitrary convention that games use to reward or punish players for certain behaviors.
Who came up with such a concept?
Game designers, I imagine? There are some paranoid types who believe the moral intern keeps detailed score sheets for everyone in the Real Belt. But that's obviously nonsense. Otherwise, no. There are no points, just your actions and the consequences of those actions.
Just like there are no honor points, none whatsoever.
That's just the way it is.
It's just the way it is. Taste will never be the same.
Now, I believe it's your turn.
Okay.
Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources.
Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant, with the toilet keeper, or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on the lieutenant. Focus on fulfilling contracts.
What do you do?
I want to press more. I want to focus on fulfilling contracts.
Who cares about workers or territories when the real action is in Revachol? You spend your turns fulfilling contracts for sweet coins and one-time bonuses. After several turns, you have a neat pile of cardboard coins and several units of archaeological treasure, which you trade in to build a museum. You place a cylindrical piece of wood on the Revachol section in the middle of the board. It's meant to stand in for a beautifully adorned edifice filled with ancient wonders.
Epic.
Well played, detective. That museum is worth 3 victory points.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safri territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots. How can you let the lieutenant dominate you like that? You need to hit back, and hard. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens.
Fuck yeah, James.
You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points. yeah, baby. Cocaine and rock music go together like cocaine and rock music. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
Rock and roll, baby. Let's go for the contract.
It takes several turns, but you slowly begin accumulating the cocaine necessary to complete the contract. When you do, it practically rains cardboard coins on your side. Feels good, doesn't it? But you know what would feel even better? Drugs, specifically uppers. You should find some the first chance you get.
No.
While you daydream about speed, the lieutenant has built himself a formidable economic engine of his own. The end game is upon you. How will you spend the vast resources you've acquired for the glory of the suzerain? Flipping through the manual, you find the most expensive structure in the game, the Revacholian Victory Column, worth 12 victory points. If you can successfully build it, victory will be all but assured. Alternatively, you could try launching a trade war to crush the lieutenant's economy, or you could blow all that money on a public education system for your worker tokens. The choice is yours.
No, we're going for the victory column, number 1.
Using the substantial coins and resources you've accumulated from diligently fulfilling contracts and constructing trade routes, you spend your final turns constructing the ultimate structure in the game, the Revacholian Victory Column. With a triumphant flourish, you remove a rectangular token from one of the satchels and place it next to your museum cylinder in the center of the board.
Behold my vast accomplishments.
They are nice tokens, yes. Very impressive. Now, let's tally up the scores, shall we?
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins, consulting tables, and struggling with basic addition and multiplication.
Nice. Very accurate.
After double, then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. 35 victory points. The suzerain will be extremely pleased.
I've got 26 points.
Okay.
Looks like you won convincingly. Well played, detective. Now let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold the open game box before you.
Epic.
Always
yeah,
a pleasure to
I
see
broke-
an officer. I mean,
Yeah,
officer.
yeah, I broke Gary up, that's right. I broke Mr. Gary. Oh, no. This guy, he's right here now. I seen him earlier, but I forgot.
Hi again, Gendarme.
You need to talk with your Sunday friend again. It's about the committee, it's about committee business.
Oh, a committee. How interesting. And if I may ask, Gendarme, what is this committee about? God, of course it is. My friend is always trying to convince me I need a little more responsibility. As though I don't have enough going on already. In any case, I would love to help. But the thing is, I don't know where he is. We don't talk about everything, you see. He might have mentioned something about making a tour of some historical sites up the coast. In an unofficial capacity, of course. Not a clue. I'm not his agenda keeper, you see.
Yeah.
I guess you will. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Gone for a stroll along the coast, eh? Find you way out of his maze of things to say.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore. Skipper D, skipper danger. I am the rearranger.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do?
We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Yeah! Luckyerski, Materialski. We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Yeah! Spinning out lyrics since the day I was born. And the amount of lyrics I got is against the law. We're close. True, hard, full, car, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Here comes the night. We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore. Hardcore to the mega. Internally coherent. Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yekokata, the place to be. Yekokata is a hardcore place. We're close. True, hard, full, car. It's hardcore. Skipper D, skipper danger. I am the rearranger.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this.
We're close. True, hard, full, car. Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega! Internally coherent! All core! Alright! Yeah! Gotta get the people going! Yeah, request! I want everybody as close to the stage as possible. We're close. True, hard, full, hardcore! Hardcore to the internally coherent. All core! Alright! Yeah!
He furrows his brow.
Hardcore! Ah! Is it though? But is it? I mean, really? No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
That little pause was weird. But what? You think you were worried? Why are there lungs?
Lungs are for love! Love! In a woman's lungs! Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on and on. 'Cause I've never loved someone like you before.
A dopamine surge accompanies the words. It feels like electricity flowing down your scalp, dissipating into your neck. Feels good, like a spark of life in that moribund sponge you call your body.
You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with this?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
Wow! Culture Cop! I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Try to think if anything could make it harder core.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar.
Feel the movement of blood through your head.
The
Better
abstract
not have
shapes
an
swaying in the
aneurysm and
foreground
die.
have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics. The hardcore.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
My imagination fails. My imagination fails.
I know! So does mine!
But there's something else that hasn't failed you.
Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question?
No! This is the answer! Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah.
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should vibrate, in your heart that's alone, and in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every caudate animal.
Needs more bass.
What?
And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick, so that you can't get it out of your head anymore.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Nordic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He feels ashamed he can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
Number two, I'll see if I can come up with something.
The young
of my
man
own.
falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile, as if it could hinder your investigation.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Van Eyck's Jam.
Yeah, maybe that street talker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal. A reel of magnetic tape is caught in its branches, like bronze ribbons blowing in the wind.
Oh, I know! I know this! I can tell you where it is!
St. G is the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the whirling in rags and the industrial harbour. It's got the lanterns and the...
St. G's the boulevard before the canal bridge. The one that takes you to the whirling rags. It's got the lanterns.
I knew that! I could have said...
and the mosaic sidewalk.
But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now. Anyway.
Does it?
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
Copman! Tape! Yeah! Spins the tape until the space escape! Yeah! Alright! gonna make people scared. Keep it positive. Keep the love in the house. Righteous. No! No, can't do! This is gonna make people sad! This isn't sadcore! Yeah! No nation, but transnation! No war, but class war!
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With a rebel yell! Oh sure, I can do that! If you want that, I can avoid taking a stand.
Please don't turn him into a moralist.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Aye!
Don't be a lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as fault reading.
Yeah! Revolution imperative!
Unless you were thinking Revolution imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with Eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
Hardcore superstar! It's time to compromise! Incremental change! I'm swiftly moving toward a solution which pleases nobody.
Amazing.
You feel Jermaine Egghead's smile is too enthusiastic.
Dark Horde Hardcore! Jermaine Egghead!
Basically, yes it is.
Alright! Here comes the night!
Why does art inspire you so much? Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too. Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts. Only the most experimental kind. Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop. Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home. Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals off the street. he must also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, Art Cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Hello again.
Ooh, pop off to the bathroom for a sec. I'm not sure if that's going to do what I think it's going to do, but let's try it. Oh, it does. Amazing. Oh. Cool. So, what I did there is, this is my regular, like, you have to double click this button to run somewhere. So now if I just click that button, I'll run, because it's a double click. 2 times with no delay, right? The left button. Or keyboard, or I could make it a keyboard key if I wanted to, right? Cool, that's amazing. I really, really big fan of that. So now I can just go like that and it'll run. Depending on what. Alright, so J. Oh, no, this is way. Honestly, you know what? Considering this is my dedicated Disco Elysium mouse profile, let's just go fucking full shit here. We're gonna make this the tab button again, like I had it before. And we're gonna make this one straight up the fire key. Oh, what? Sorry. Come on. Are you serious, what? Oh. Okay, I think I understand. Haha. So, we make these 2 with, oops, what did I just do? I think I just might have had I'm not sure that. 0, apply. So now I can make this one ooh, this I just yeah, it does not work. Okay, that's fine. I thought I'd try it, but I was gonna run into problems with some other shit as well. did I put in? Oh, well, not 9. 0. 0, not 9. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we're that way I only have to click it once to fucking. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna run into issues with that when I'm trying to like click on like. Oh, that guy went for a walk down the shore, eh? Down the shore. That group. Big group sale.
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Oh, I know. I remember what I was going to do. I was down here and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going.
Everything's still cool here, officer. Tapes? You mean like music tapes? No, music is out. Don't listen to music. I sell extremely cool sunglasses if you want to get your mojo going. Tapes? Tapes are everywhere. They're worthless. Kids throw them in the trees. There's one in the bushes right behind this lorry. No one would ever throw a good pair of high-quality plastic sunglasses in the bushes, mister.
To the west, dark brown ribbons of tape hang from the tree, flowing in the wind. You should have a look. It's better than nothing. hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze. Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages. Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102, underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant. You tree-hugging pansy. The bronze ribbon twists around and within the branches in an intricately natural pattern. But there's something. There's a twisted logic in this mess. You see the ends of the ribbon, the way it flows, how it twists and turns. It's all starting to make sense. It'll be easier to remove now.
If I leave and fucking quick save, will it be a lower number? Or should I just go for it?
With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
What's the tape for?
It's for Egghead. I promised to help. I promised to make his dad X-Jam hit a little bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
So yeah, I think at least one of the I don't know.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street.
So, what
We
else?
shouldn't waste our time.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but... But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
This could be the next big thing for the local bands. You tinker with film tapes all the time.
No, it's different. Those film tapes actually mean something to me. But this is just a worthless bundle of old tape. Huh? What do you mean?
Do you know that old church down on the coast?
Yes. What about it?
I met some young ravers near the place. They want to turn that church into a nightclub and play some weird neo-disco beats there. They call it anodic dance music. I promise to help them.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
It's alright. That's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably... There's nothing to it. No bass! it just goes. This tape could make it hardcore. Not very. I'll get that.
You're quite invested in this. Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment, though, so just sit back and relax.
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
That was at least 15 minutes. Well, thanks for the help. Yeah.
Yeah, my pleasure. I do what I can for True Passion Project. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility, okay?
Let's play it right here. Items. It doesn't fit into my tape player. Okay. Nevertheless. Oh. You can't listen to it. We don't know what it says. We don't know what it says. What? Oh my fucking god. Jesus. That's the first time I've ever seen that. I've been going around the whole time. Grrr. Okay.
The large-headed youth has closed his eyes,
Daniel,
lost in the music.
It's going well.
Sensing
Incremental progress! Yeah! Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B.
a hand on his ear, he listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
A great excitement is
Found
bubbling
it
to the
wound up
surface
in a
within.
fucking tree.
This is
Had to get it
big.
re-spooled at the pawn shop. Yeah, I found it tangled up in a hawthorn tree.
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready?
Fuck yeah, James. Oh, that's way fucking better.
Wow! Here's that! The signs matched perfectly! Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper!
Intriguing. The way I see it, Van Eyck based his remix on some famous original piece, like a folk song, something local. Seems you found an initial part with the main melody. I think it's just happenstance, chaos in action, contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key.
Did he just say he will show it? Yeah, he did. It was when the screen went black. That was the mix. But we need one more element. We need some slam and bass.
No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well. Something mysterious is going on here.
Nah, stuff can blend really good. And if you do have a talented mixer,
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits!
Fucking
Bring
right.
up the volume!
I've thrown stuff together and been like, oh, whoa, like, just, what?
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that? Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
You can't just leave it without a bass track.
Just leave it without a bass track? Honestly, nothing springs to mind right now, but I'll see if I can come up with a solution down the line. I think it's good enough the way it is. I don't know. It's pretty hardcore. No. We gotta find the bass line.
Yo, the warrior! The warrior
find
of
the
dance
warrior.
music!
Anedetic.
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
It's pretty good.
But it could be hyper hardcore!
Hyper. You didn't say anything to us yet there, Cheeky Boo?
Hello again.
Empathy. Low. Nope. We'll hold off on failing that one. Run, bitch! We gotta find another tape somewhere. Cut that shit off. Alright, so,
Yes, what is it?
nothing. Should I just spam? Should I just scum save this and just fucking do it until I beat it? Fuck. Maybe I'll just get it.
What is it?
Still nothing. Sona isn't even looking at you this time.
Yes, what is it?
Still nothing. Sona isn't even...
We're not gonna try it again, but we are gonna reload.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass.
Okay. What time is it? 6:30, 7 o'clock. Ugh. 7 o'clock. Hey, there he is. I like it when the game like just lets you click on something that's like in the other area, and you just click on it, and they'll be like,
As
yeah,
you
yeah, it
approach,
just walks
the
you
man
around.
turns
It's
and greets
pretty
you
great.
with a polite wave.
It's pretty great, right?
He appears completely at ease, like a common holidaymaker.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not
Yeah.
expecting to run into you again, but things have a funny way of turning out, no? What
Hmm.
brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast?
Actually, I was wondering, I need your help forming a committee. I'm trying to assign la responsibility.
My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no need to form such a committee, because it already exists.
God, of course it does. These moral intern types.
On point.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are the ultimate arbiters of la responsabilité in this part of the world.
Yes, this is just the sort of reasonable authority you're looking for.
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
I'm looking at you right now. So where are you then?
Why, officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for an upcoming conference on fuel oil derivatives. I'm only in Martinez in an unofficial capacity.
Okay.
That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in.
I need to get in touch with the committee. How am I supposed to get in contact with them?
Well, under ordinary circumstances, the committee contacts you. But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer. You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol. And listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention a vast array of radio, photographic, and meteorological monitoring instruments. I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over all, in strict accordance with the Wayfarer Act and the Bristol-Mune Convention.
That's when a waif makes a mistake. The Wayfarer. Stupid waif.
This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified aerostatics that might approach it, so it might be safer to get in touch from the ground. But in that case, you would
Seems
require
like
a
solid
radio
advice.
transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And that kind of technology naturally isn't typically available for non-coalition use.
You'll cast some.
Yes, it is a
We're
bit of a grind.
broadcasting. What do? I cast broads. What? I cast broads in shows. You know? Broadcaster.
I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it.
Techno tinkerers. Do you know what are these techno tinkerers?
Unfortunately not, no.
Of course not.
I don't have the pleasure. I am merely a representative of the coalition government, not very well versed in technology. But you...
Sounds like something that programmer we met in the church might be able to help with.
Let
There you
me
go,
just
Mr.
say
Carroll.
that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out. Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to revitalize the old market. And well, I wish to see the situation firsthand. And then, well, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful, isn't it? Yes. There's nothing like a stroll along the coast to lift one's spirits. Ah? Is that what those pockmarks are? I might have guessed. Fascinating how much history is contained right here, if only one knows where to look for it.
I can't remember exactly, but that was like
I feel like there's something you could say here, if only you really knew what was going on.
Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. How long ago was the bullet? I think it was like 100 years.
Ah bon? I'm all ears, officer. Always my pleasure to be of assistance to the arts.
Bitch.
Yes, what is it?
It's not a paying job, but you help me contact a coalition warship archer.
Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this moment?
Yes.
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first.
My perception is not high enough. My perception is not high enough. Sure it doesn't sound like absolute ass. Epic. Whoa. I need a little brain cleanser. Okay, so, I'm not sure what to do now. I'm thinking I might just, consider that some solid progress for the day. I've been streaming for 2.5 hours, and we'll just close it down and start a new one with the flight simulator. I guess that way I can just lean back and chill and play some guitar and listen to music. Conversational chat, maybe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stand out in front of the whirly gig. I'm going to save the game. Go over here. And I'm going to... Oh, this is great. This is some great music. Schedule a stream. South America. All right. Epic fucking screen cap. There we go. It's gonna start at 9:15. Enter. Yeah, that's right. That's in like 3 minutes. So I can go to share. I can copy that. And I can drop it right fucking here. Boom. This is a link to the new stream. I'll see you there in like 3 minutes. Cheers. Thanks for hanging out. That's the new stream. Just go there. I'll be right there.